Hi guys, and welcome back to DIY Ideas. Today we are here so I can show you quickly and also as clearly as possible what to do when you lose a stitch and how you can get it back on your hook, on your needle, and what to do when you have to go backwards and you have to pick up lost stitches. Okay? Let's start with a single stitch. It's possible that you were just knitting and one stitch just falls down and you're losing it, or maybe the needle's like slipped out, or you have something like this. Often it will kind of stay like this for a little bit, but especially with slippery yarns, this is quickly also just slipped out or it's turned around. Okay, so what do? Do I put the stitch back on the needle like this or like this? In another video, I will show you a little more on the topic of right stitches and reverse stitches or left stitches. And so just think about, like, it's kind of like a person, sitting on this. So let's think that they are going towards the right? So they are like this here. You can see that I was kind of diagonal, and so the right leg, basically, when you're saying that we're looking at the right leg should be to the front of the left one. Okay. So if you're losing a stitch and you can just put it right back onto the hook, then just make sure what happens and what seems to fit well with the others. If you kind of pull this out a little more, you can see here that the leg on the behind side is actually further in the front, and that's actually incorrect. So let's take it off again and let's put it on again in the other way. And now you can see that it looks like all of the rest, right? So the right leg is kind of a little further to the front and the other part is a little further behind. With the left stitches, it kind of works the same. Oh, look what happened. So that's exactly what we're talking about. Actually, I lost 2 of my stitches. So that definitely can happen, as you can see. And even here you can see that the right leg is more towards the right, and the left one is more behind. And so that's a good thing to keep in mind. Okay, so when we have a left stitch that's falling off, then we can also put it back on the hook, on the needle. Sorry, all my crocheting lingo is coming out. But so here on the back side, the right leg should also be looking towards the front. It's obviously still possible that the stitch falls down and it is, let's see, it's already fully out. So what do we do now? The best thing to do here is using a crocheting hook or just a regular needle, because we don't all just have crocheting hooks at home. So if we already fully lost a stitch here, let's take our needle, which could be anything really, a chopstick, a needle. For me, it's a chopstick. And I hope you can see it well here. I'm just trying to make some space. And so here we have the left stitches, and so this should also be a left stitch, right? And for that, we will take our chopstick or your needle or whatever, and pull it through. It's good to understand a little bit of what we're trying to do, right? So I have my chopstick here through the stitch, and I will try to pull the loose thread through that loop, right, through the stitch, like this. And you can see here, we have our structure, our pattern here again. So in this case, we went from the back towards the front with the chopstick, and I pulled the thread through. It's, can be a little, maybe, sometimes a little harder than other times to pull it through. And then we just put it back onto the needle. Okay, we double check here if it's the right direction. So to see if the right leg is on the front or the back. And this actually looks wrong, so it's actually looking towards the back. And so either with my nice chopstick here or with my fingers, I can just take it and put it on reverse. And then I have saved my stitch. And with the right stitches, it works just in the same way, but you will actually go in from the front to the back and then pull the thread through. Yeah. What do we do if we knit it incorrectly? That I will show you now. Okay, so if you notice that you were just knitting, and you were actually doing right stitches instead of left stitches, and you did maybe a half a row or so incorrectly, then you can actually put them back on the other needle. Okay, so normally you would just turn this around and continue knitting, but in this case obviously you don't want that because we have to reverse this. So we will stay on this side and we will take this stitch by stitch and we will go backwards. So you can basically take on the hook, take on the thread as you do usually. So you just poke in here, right here into the new stitches, and then you just let it go from the right to the left needle. Okay, so this basically will just pop over to the other side. And because we're working backwards, the thread on the finger gets loose quickly, so you have to just take it again into your hand. Okay, and so here again, we go into the hole and pull the stitch over to the other side. Usually you can do a few threads or through a few stitches before you have to, re-put the thread on your hand, but I actually don't love the feeling, so I'm doing it basically after everyone. And, if it is, if you're in the middle of a project and you don't want to, go all the way back, that's fine. That's not a problem at all. But here, just because we are still in the same row, or maybe you're just a row ahead or something, you can still go back and go back and reverse it like this. And then obviously go ahead and double check just to make sure they're now correct here. And we can then continue knitting again here as we usually do. And whoopsie. And so yeah, we can make left stitches be right stitches with this technique. So I made these with the right stitch. Okay. And here you can see that we are back on track. And now that we worked all the way back, we can continue working towards the front again and go ahead with right stitches. I really hope that you guys liked this video. If you did, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Let me know if you have any suggestions or anything else you would like to see. Please go ahead and write that in the comments. I would be very happy if you do. I would like to say, hopefully see you next time. Happy knitting, and have a look at my other videos. I will do another one here with left and right stitches. And yeah, a cool hat for spring, and hope to see you there. Bye guys! P.S. If you lost a few stitches at the same time, or like in a row, then try saving them before they get lost more. So take a long needle, something like that, or a chopstick like me, and then just very calmly put it back here on the needle. If you already have one that went all the way through, then save the two and then later on get the one that's already fully gone. So the first thing you should do in an emergency is definitely save what we still have and then calmly get the rest. Okay? All right. Now that's it, and see you next time. Bye.